The word modern and the associated words modernity, modernism, modernization, you know, all these have their roots in that Latin root modo, which means current, contemporary, of the moment, right now. So, etymologically, modern means contemporary. However, in English literature or English studies, critical theory, usually a particular period is designed as the modern period. That period usually is taken to begin at the end of the fag end of the, say, we can say 19th century or early 20th century. And sometimes the First World War is taken to be the definitive point after which things became quote unquote modern, though there are debates. Now, modernity is the condition of being modern, whereas modernism is the philosophy. All this absurdism, abstractism, this writers and poets who practiced different varieties of modernist philosophy, say Dadaism, all these are called modernism. That and the age, the condition is that of modernity. So, in another we can say modernity is available to more people than modernism. Anyway, coming to another aspect of it, we can say that the term modern has been used to refer to various periods at various points in time. In his very famous book, A Singular Modernity, around which I'm, I'm delivering my talk, has recorded that since its first use in the 5th century AD, at least 14 periods have been identified as modern. If you go back to the good old Legui Kazamiya history of English literature, for example, you will find that 1660 onwards, the period is called modern. However, these are variations. Generally, as I have said, very late 19th century or early 20th century is taken to be the modern period, and it continues. Again, here there is a punctuation. In philosophy, critical theory and all, period from 1960s onward, 60s to 80s or 90s, is often called postmodernism, and the condition is that of postmodernity. But this has limited applicability. For a wider range of people, we are still modern. So I'm not referring to postmodernity right now. I have other videos, as you know. Now, what are the essential conditions of being modern? Those related to art, architecture, literature, you already know, because I'm addressing to students of literature primarily. I'm also one. But then we often ignore the economic, socio-economic factors, which are very important. So the key component of modernity, which gave birth to modernism, is, we can say, following Jamieson and other thinkers, industrialization, rapid industrialization, and the shifting of European population, a huge chunk of European population from their base in the countryside to the city, this exodus. It has been continuing for some time, well before the late 19th or early 20th century. Raymond Williams has a book, The Country and the City, but then it saw its height during that period. As we have this in India now, from many places people are going to, say, Bangalore, Pune, Delhi, this and that, more and more, even from my area here. So, urbanization. What happened in the process is that people mostly got cut off from their roots in villages, their own communities, community life. F.R. Lewis has spoken about it, this community life in many places. And then Edward Said, my guru, he has also created two words, filiation and affiliation, more or less to refer to this phenomenon. So modern world is a world of affiliation. We are more connected to our profession, our institution, our colleagues, than our relatives. Of course, here this we does not This we does not represent everyone, but people like us, but still. So we can say, in brief, modernity is the condition of being uprooted from one's roots, specifically in the villages or the country, and then being settled in a however difficult way in the city. Now the next question is that where did it happen? As I have already said, it did not happen in Europe only. Due to colonization, we like it or hate it, but it was a fact. All over the world, sooner or later, this modernity and akin to it, modernism came. We can think of the so-called Indian Renaissance or the Bengal Renaissance as a quasi-modern movement. This art, Bengal school, Abanindranath Tagore, the very novel form which India adopted or adapted from Europe. We did not have the novel form as such. We had long narratives, mostly in poems, sometimes in prose, but novel is a different game altogether. So all this, so we also became in certain ways modern following Europe. Now the interesting part of it is that some post-colonial thinkers have said that modernity, the condition of being modern, which is to be understood as against tradition, happened in many parts of the world in different ways. It is not necessary that it was an offshoot of European modernism. So this phenomenon is called alternate modernity or alternative modernities, if you like. So each people were allowed or became modern in their own ways, going against their tradition. This is what this. So there is a book also, for example, Modernity at Large by Appadurai, talking about different types of modernity. Some also say that no, this European modernity closed the possibility of other forms of modernity because it gave only one form of modernity. While others say, as I have explained, no, modernity, just like humans, the name human is English, but humans are there everywhere. They may be called Manush or whatever. The names are different. So similarly, those who propose alternate modernity, they say that modernity happened everywhere and they were different. But Frederick Jameson, he counters this by saying that no, modernity is a singular phenomenon. So a singular modernity, the name of the book. And basically it is a mask, ideological mask of capitalism, industrialism, capitalism. All over we all know the story which started with East India Company about colonization, now means India, and analogous things all over the world. So Frederick Jameson says that it is the term modernism itself is basically, modernity is basically a facade of what? Of rampant capitalism. Similarly, he argues in his other celebrated work, just as that is why singular modernity means one. He rejects the idea of alternate modernities, that it is the spread of capitalism in a sure and secured form all over the world, which came to be known as modernity and modern life. We do not have monarchy now in major parts of the world, and even where we have, this is only tutelar in name. So quote unquote democracy here, but as we can see, increasingly the society is being run by the industrialists and capitalists, or industrial capitalists, if you like. So that's why Jameson said that it is a singular phenomenon. Now it is up to you whether you accept Jameson's theory or you accept the theory of alternate modernities. Similarly, I would just like to add that, as is well known, postmodernism also has been identified by Johnson as the cultural logic of late capitalism. So as we said, modernity is in a way the manifestation of capitalism only, aggressive capitalism. So postmodernity or postmodernism is that of late capitalism. Now in short YouTube videos, it is not very easy to detail everything, and I leave something for you. So the name of the book is A Singular Modernity, 2002, published by, written by Frederick Jameson. Thank you.